Howdy, folks. Canadian licensed grower here. Today we're going to do some harvesting, and if you watched my video from yesterday, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, which is washing your cannabis. As usual, if you're not 18, you probably shouldn't be watching this, although somebody sent me a note and said that they were 17 at the University of Guelph in the agricultural program and studying produce cleaning and whatever. And I laughed and said, they sent me a note and I said, well, okay, educational purposes, I guess you can go for it. Anyways, there's quite a topic of inside growing, outside growing. Should you clean it? Shouldn't you clean it? My personal viewpoint is you clean everything. And from the inside, you might see dust and maybe some powdery mildew, if depending on your conditions. Sometimes you'll see insects that you don't even see. Sometimes you'll have used some organic pesticides or something, and you'll want to wash that off. But there's no real issues with affecting your trichomes or your CBD, that type of thing. So we're gonna do what I do, and which is a sterilization and washing. And it's a process, not something that just came to mind 25 minutes ago. It's a process that's been done for decades and decades. If you're old enough, and I am, to been in school in 1969 and heard somebody say, "Hey man, that's good weed," you'll find that the origins of that's good weed is the fact that they cleaned it, sterilized it. You'll see some people that from Jorge Cavantes, spelled Jorge, last name Cervantes, has a video on this very process. He's about the same generation as I am, maybe a decade younger than I am. To Lex Blazer, I see Lex World. He's doing a combination of this, pretty new to it, to the cleaning type thing, but touches it fairly well. In any case, here we'll start off. I've got 5-gallon buckets, and in the 5-gallon buckets, you'll notice I've got hydrogen peroxide. This is just a prop at this point in time because I haven't put any water in it. And that will be solution number 1. You'll hear, I've heard combinations from 32 ounces of hydrogen peroxide in 2 gallons down to a half a cup of peroxide, which is like 4 ounces or 115 milliliters per 4 gallons. Personally, I like the 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide to about 4 imperial gallons, 5 US gallons of water. And that's what I'm going to use. On this second portion, it's lemons and baking soda. Now you'll notice I've got 3 lemons because they're a deal at this time of year, but the truth is you can just go and get real lemon juice, and that's a brand name, or up here we have Giant Tiger that has real lemon juice. It's exact same stuff. And you'll notice if you do a little research that this is a common thing going back over 100 years for cleaning produce, of baking soda and lemon. So this is nothing new. It's new to cannabis, probably 50, 60 years old, but certainly not for washing vegetables. So you can do it, look in that. And then we're going to move, and I have filled up to a water wash, and I happen to be, a guy usually has 2. Today I'm going to have 3 water baths, and I'll explain that a little later. On the lemon juice, I'm going to use usually about a quarter to half a cup of lemon juice. So I'm going to use 3 lemons. So I'm going to guess that's close to a half a cup of lemon juice to the 4 imperial gallons, 5 gallons of water. So as I'm filling up my peroxide with water, that rinse, I've now got my lemon juice, and I forgot, I wound up using half a cup of lemon juice and a half a cup of baking soda is what I've got in that. And you'll notice we got the fizzing action happening. I'll just fill that one up now with water, and we'll start. Well, I forgot to mention, somebody asked me yesterday about water and cleaning, and what water I'm using. And I'm using well water. It actually pH is at 6.9, which pH level isn't a big deal for this cleaning process, but I just throw that in because that's what I use for growing, is 6.9 water. When I'm doing this, I tend to just use the bubbler, gives lots of aeration in there. I would not use commercial water with chlorine in it. I would get rid of that stuff if I could. That's a big key for me. And in the water temperature, I am going to let this sit actually, come out of the tap. I'm going to let it sit for almost an hour. So there'll be a break as I hit pause on my phone. There'll be a break in the action because I want this water to come to close to room temperature. Cool water is fine. Cold water is not fine. Definitely not. You will definitely start affecting your trichomes inside your buds, so that's a no-no. So we're just going to do this, fill this up, and let it rest for a bit.